Welcome to the tutorial on auditing. In this tutorial, we are going to learn about the contents of the audit engagement letter. Wherever there is a contract or agreement between a client and auditor, in that case, the auditor need to send the engagement letter before starting the engagement or contract or agreement between the client and the auditor. Here, the client could be a company or any organization or any entity. That means the auditor need to prepare and send an engagement letter in which the auditor includes all the terms or conditions or agreement, and after the acceptance of the engagement letter, the auditor can start the auditing process. Through this engagement letter, the auditor confirms that there is an acceptance of the appointment as an auditor, and in this engagement letter, there should be a mention for objectives and scope of the audit, as well as the extent of auditor's responsibility to the client, and other issues would be mentioned in the engagement letter. Engagement letter is essential for starting the agreement or contract between the client and the auditor. What are the contents of audit engagement letter? We can see the principal contents of the audit engagement letter are: the objectives should be mentioned, the financial statements would be prepared by the entity or company, and what should be the purpose of that financial statement, that should be mentioned in the audit engagement letter. Next, we can see in audit engagement letter, the auditor should mention the management responsibility for financial statement, management responsibility for selecting the accounting policies or procedures or format or standard, and there should be explanation for any material departure from those accounting standards. As well as in the audit engagement letter, the auditor should mention the management responsibility for preparing the accounts on a going concern basis. After that, we can see the fifth contents in the audit engagement letter is: the auditor should mention the management responsibility for making judgments and estimates. Generally, the management or the higher authority do some judgments and estimates while preparing the financial statements. And while making the judgments or estimates, there should be some conditions, and that type of conditions should be mentioned in the audit engagement letter as a management responsibility for the judgments and estimates. And the next one is: the auditor should mention the management responsibility for maintenance of adequate accounting records and internal control. That means how to maintain the records, what should be the amount of records, and what should be the internal control system. That type of responsibility for management should be mentioned in the audit engagement letter by the auditor. As well as we can see the auditor should mention the scope of audit, including reference to applicable legislation. Here, legislation means any law related to audit, and whether there is any regulations or any pronouncement of the institute. Here, institute means Institute of Chartered Accountants. In each country, there is a Institute of Chartered Accountants. So, what are the rules, regulation, principle, standard, and what should be the scope of audit? That type of issues should be mentioned or included in the audit engagement letter by the auditor. And the next issue is the auditor should mention the fact that certain material misstatement resulting from fraud may remain undetected even after the audit in the view of inherent limitations of audit. I mean, due to the inherent limitations of audit, there may be some material misstatement which may remain undetected, and this fact should also be disclosed in the audit engagement letter. And the next issue is the auditor should mention the right of unrestricted access to records and information needed by the auditor for conducting the audit. I mean, what should be the right for accessing any records? That type of right should be mentioned in the audit engagement letter. And the next one is the fact that the audit process may be subject to peer review under the Chartered Accountants Act. I mean, if there is an effect under which there is a necessity to go through for peer review, that type of fact should also be included or mentioned in the audit engagement letter. Besides the previously discussed issues in the audit engagement letter, the auditor can also include the following issues, such as the auditor should mention the arrangement regarding the planning of audit, the expectations from the management for receiving the written confirmation concerning representation in connection with the audit should also be mentioned in the audit engagement letter. As well as we can see the basis of fee determination. I mean, what should be the basis on which the fees for audit is to be computed and billing arrangement. I mean, what is the policies or procedures to determine the fee for doing the audit? That type of basis should be mentioned or included in the audit engagement letter. And the next one is the request for the client to acknowledge the duplicate copy of engagement letter as a token of his acceptance to the terms set there. I mean, inside the engagement letter, the auditor should request for the client's acknowledgement regarding the acceptance of the engagement letter. And the next issue is there should be arrangement for involvement of other experts or other auditors or internal auditors. That means if there is a necessity to take help from the other expert or other independent auditors or internal auditors, that type of arrangement should be mentioned in the audit engagement letter. And the next one is the auditor should mention about the arrangement for any reference or otherwise with the predecessor auditors where the engagement is a new one. There should be a mention about the reference under which the auditor is making judgments for providing the opinion. And the last one is if there is any restrictions to the auditor's liability, that type of restrictions should be included or mentioned or disclosed in the audit engagement letter. So these are the contents or issues that should be included or mentioned in the audit engagement letter. And according to the International Auditing and Assurance Standard Board, this authority provided the ISA, International Standards on Auditing, and according to the guideline from the International Auditing and Assurance Standard Board, there are some agreed terms which should be included in the audit engagement. The agreed terms are the auditor should include the objective and scope of the audit of the financial statements. The auditor should mention the responsibilities of the auditor. The auditor should mention the responsibilities of management. The auditor should include the identification of the applicable financial reporting framework for the preparation of financial statements. That means the auditor should mention about the reporting framework by which the company should prepare their financial statements. The next issue is the auditor should include the reference to the expected form and content of any reports to be issued by the auditor. I mean, what type of form or content would be used in the report, that type of reference should be included or mentioned in the audit engagement. And last of all, a statement that there may be circumstances in which a report may differ from its expected form and content. That means if there is any circumstances for which the report content or form may change, that type of issue or statement should be disclosed in the audit engagement letter before starting the audit engagement or contract or agreement between the client and auditor. So these are the agreed terms which should be included in the audit engagement letter. Thank you.